Welcome back to the Phoenix Within. I'm Nicholas Donis. I want to thank you for joining me for another conversation about leadership, growth, and transformation. In episode 5, we talked about systems and why true systems cannot live inside your head. We talked about the danger of becoming the person everyone depends on. We talked about the reality that leadership isn't about carrying everything yourself. But today, I want to go deeper because there is a dangerous lie that many leaders believe. A lie that says your value comes from being needed, that being the first person everyone calls is a sign of great leadership, that exhaustion is proof of commitment, that carrying the entire weight of an organization somehow makes you stronger. But I learned something throughout my leadership journey. Exhaustion is not excellence. Burnout is not leadership. And constantly saving the day is not a strategy. It's a warning sign. Because heroes may win battles, but builders change organizations. Stop being the hero. I know what it's like to answer every call, solve every problem, attend every meeting, to put out one fire after another. And somewhere along the journey, we begin to believe that if we stop, everything will fall apart. We convince ourselves that we have to carry it all. But maybe the greatest threat to the organization isn't the problem. Maybe it's the leader who refuses to let go. Because if everything rises and falls with one person, then we haven't built a system. We've built dependency, and dependency is fragile. Real leadership isn't proving how much you can carry, it's teaching others how to carry the mission together. One of the greatest lessons I've learned in leadership is this: leaders who spend all their time fighting fires eventually be consumed by them. Think about firefighters for a second. When firefighters arrive at the scene, their job is clear: put out the fire, protect lives, save what can be saved. And sometimes, as leaders, that's exactly what we have to do. There are moments when crises demand our attention, moments when we must step in, moments when we have to lead from the front. The firefighters understand something many leaders forget. Their work doesn't end when the flames disappear. They investigate, they ask questions. What caused the fire? How did it start? Could it have been prevented? What failed? Because real victory isn't simply about putting out today's fire, it's preventing tomorrow's. And that's where many leaders get stuck. They become addicted to emergencies. They become the fixer, the rescuer, the person everyone depends on. And if we're honest, sometimes our egos enjoy being needed. It makes us feel important, it makes us feel valuable. But eventually the hero becomes exhausted. The team becomes dependent. And the organization becomes fragile. Because if one person has to save the day every single day, then something deeper is broken. Leadership is not about becoming the best firefighter. Leadership is not about becoming the architect who builds systems that prevents fires from happening in the first place. Because putting out fires may make you a hero, but preventing fires makes you a leader. Anyone can react. Great leaders anticipate. Anyone can solve problems. Great leaders build systems. Anyone can save the day. Great leaders build organizations that don't need saving every day. Because if your entire leadership journey consists of moving from one crisis to another, you're not leading, you're surviving. And survival was never the mission. Every repeated problem is trying to teach you something. Can I challenge you for a moment? If you're having the same conversation every week, if you're solving the same problems every month, if you're constantly frustrated by the same issues, maybe it isn't a people problem. Maybe it's a systems problem. because confusion thrives where clarity is absent. People cannot consistently lead when expectations are constantly changing. Great leaders don't ask, who do I blame? They ask, what needs to be built? Because mature leaders understand that broken systems eventually break people, and people deserve better than chaos. Your presence should inspire confidence, not dependence. One day you won't be there. One day you'll move into another role. One day someone else will occupy your office. And the question every leader must answer is this: will what I built survive without me? Because leadership isn't measured by how many people need you. Leadership is measured by how many people grew because of you. Did you teach? Did you coach? Did you empower? Did you develop leaders? Or did you make yourself indispensable? Because indispensable leaders create weak organizations, but transformational leaders create legacies. As I reflect on my own journey, I realized that the people who changed my life weren't superheroes. They didn't rescue me, they invested in me. They believed in me, they challenged me, they gave me opportunities, and because they did, I became stronger. As leaders, that's our responsibility. Not to be heroes, but to develop people. Not to create dependency, but to create capacity. Not to be remembered because everyone needed us, but to be remembered because people became better because we were there. Here are my final thoughts. Leaders, stop measuring your worth by exhaustion. Stop believing burnout is proof of commitment. Stop trying to carry what was never yours to carry alone. You don't have to save everyone. You don't have to have every answer. And you don't have to do it all. Because leadership was never about becoming the hero. It was about building something bigger than yourself, something that lasts, something that grows, something that empowers others. Because heroes fight fires, builders prevent them. And transformational leaders do both, but they never confuse crisis management with leadership. I want to thank you for joining me for episode 6 of The Phoenix Within. Remember, heroes may save the day, but builders change lives. And the fire you're walking through right now isn't meant for you to destroy it. It's meant to reveal who you truly are. Until next time, keep rising, keep building, and keep investing in people. And never forget, leadership isn't about being remembered for what you accomplished. It's about being remembered for who you helped become. This is Nicholas Donis, and this has been The Phoenix Within.